Dan, a cracking opener here at Oulton Park. Another podium for you, which is excellent news. Your view on what happened in front of you, really? I mean, it was touch and go between Tom and Ash.
Yeah, I saw it coming. I was actually trying to go fastest lap that lap, and that really spoiled that on that attempt. But I nearly took the opportunity. I saw Ash. I think it looked to me like Ingram maybe got in a bit deep at the hairpin. Ash saw an opportunity to try and get up the inside. Of course, there's a little bit of rubbing on the exit, which is only fair. But Ash is right. You know, there was a gap, and he stuck his touring car in it, as we do. You know, the fans wouldn't expect anything less. So then Ash, I thought, was on the inside. I think Ingram deployed to try and keep him away, and ultimately maybe if Ash had deployed at that point, I don't know if he did or didn't, it might have been a different story. He would have got a bit closer alongside. But he was at the rear wheel, and as Tom came across. It's a tough one, that, because we do say we shouldn't, once the overlap started, we shouldn't shut it down. You know, we should give the overdrive up, not to come through, but Ash did give him enough room in the left, because if you actually watch the video, Ash stays quite far to the right, so he left him the room. Tom obviously chose to bail, which he thought was the best option, as he did last week, and kept the place. So it's a funny one. It's rough racing, it's tough racing. I'll be surprised if anything comes of it. Like you said, maybe it's a racing incident, but you know, in future, you'd obviously want the same outcome. If roles were reversed, you know, I should be doing the same thing, I guess. So, for me, I was hoping they'd both end up, you know, kind of behind me. I thought this might be my opportunity. I'd waited for it. I thought these two could get together, and I thought maybe I could sneak through. Just didn't quite happen for me. But there's race 2 yet, so let's see.
You put in some very tasty laps in that as well. It's another consistent drive. You've been building to that all weekend, haven't you?
Yeah, you know, we got a decent car. I feel in a good place with it. We didn't quite have the performance I thought was going to have. I think we underestimated how much hotter it is today than yesterday. The track temp was a chunk higher, like 6-7 degrees, and it's given the car a bit too much grip at one end. I realised early on that I probably didn't have the ultimate pace. I did when I deployed. That was absolute, but obviously I'm going to run out. I can't keep deploying every lap, so I went for fastest lap and cleared that, which was great because that's an extra point. And then yeah, sort of settled in. Jake looked racy at times, but I think we had enough when I needed it. And then he made a big. I had an overlap of hybrid as well, which I knew about. So if he ever got close, I would have quite happily deployed away from him. But just when I was thinking about doing it, he locked the brake and went straight on anyway. So and then I was a very clear, very boring third, and it was about bringing it home then, which I did.
Boring third, podium, and more points in the bag.
Oh, good. That's a good day. We just I want to push on now. You know, the problem is I'm having good days, but all the people I'm racing I keep having good days. You know, the thing is the top 5 or 6 in this championship we're just turning over who finishes where. So I'm not taking the chunks of points out of my rivals I'd like to. I took a few out of Colin there, I think, but I would have, you know, I want to be taking a few more out of Jake, Tom and Ash. You know, if I can have a good day when they don't, then I'm back. But it's just waiting for that opportunity. The
fun starts in race 2 now, because the soft tyre is gone and you're on the hard tyre. And as we've seen from that race, everybody who was on the hard tyre, perhaps with the exception of Aaron, was a second and a half, 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's going to be a big overlap. You know, obviously, I think the top cars, of course, have that performance. We do have maybe a bit more performance than those that have qualified further down. That's why we've qualified at the front. That being said, we're not going to be able to overcome a tyre deficit. So, truth is, third, you know, good start. And then it see what happens. Aaron's got a fair way to come to get to me. It's not far, but maybe that'll buy me a few laps. Let's see. I mean, I think it could be chaos. I want to survive. If I can stay, obviously I've got to stay in the top 10. Really, that's important for the reverse grid. You know, in fact, the closer you can stay to the 6th, anywhere around 6th. You've got a chance, because obviously after that you lose opportunity in the balls. So if I can stay in the top 6, then that'd be great. But if it ends up being a bit of a war for everyone, then we'll see.